Welcome to the video for week 4. My name is Raymar Vettner. I'm an Adventist professor of the New Testament, and I'm here to show you how you can use Logos software to better improve for your Sabbath School lessons so that your Sabbath School classes will be more Bible focused. The theme for this week is discipleship, and so what we're going to talk about in this video is that I suggest that you choose some passages from the lesson that you want to discuss in class, and then you can prepare for those passages by reading some commentaries and some sermons. For instance, Luke 5, calling of the first disciples, Luke 9, the sending out of the 12 disciples to go out and heal, and Luke 10, the sending out of the 72. That's 3 good passages that you can discuss in detail in class, and I'll show you how you can prepare for those in Logos. We're also going to look at how to study Greek words. The Sabbath School lesson this week mentions the meaning of words like disciples, apostles, and power. And I want to show you how you can look at what the words mean in Logos. So let's get going. Let's go to the passage guide first. Passage guide, and then let's open up to one of the passages you might want to discuss in class, maybe Luke 5, 1-11. Jesus calls the first disciples. I suggest that you close all these different tabs. You can close them individually, or you can just right click and say collapse all. And then you open whatever section you like. I suggest that you this week spend more time in the commentary section and in the sermon section. So open up commentaries, and here Logos is going to give you links to the different commentaries you own on the Gospel of Luke. If you have prioritized your commentaries in the library, I can show you how you do this. You just open the library. Then there is a button here called prioritize, and here you just type in find whatever commentary you want. Type in title, author. When you find it here, you click and you drag it over here somewhere, and then that's your prioritized commentary. Whatever commentaries you prioritize will show up here in the beginning of the list. If you click on more, you will see all your commentaries on Luke. Let me just point out 2 very good ones that a lot of you have in your SDA packages. It depends a little bit on what you have, starter, bronze, silver, and so on, but a lot of you have the InterVarsity commentary series, and Darrell Bock is a leading scholar on Luke and Acts. Darrell Bock is an evangelical, conservative scholar, and he has worked a lot on Luke in his life. So this is a really excellent commentary. It's a little bit shorter. He has also written a 2-volume commentary on Luke for the Baker Exegetical series. This is a shorter one 1 volume for InterVarsity. It's very good. If you read this through, you will have a lot of useful information you can share with your Sabbath School class. Another is the the New American Commentary. It's written by Robert Stein, another leading evangelical gospel scholar. So this is also highly recommended. So you have 2 good commentaries in your SDA package, at least most of you. But whatever you have, whatever came with your package, and whatever commentaries you have bought later on, you can buy as many commentaries as you have money. They will show up here. So spend some time reading through these commentaries on the passages like Luke 5, Luke 9, 1-6, sending out the 12, Luke 10, 1-24, the sending out of the 72 disciples. And there's a lot of interesting sections here you can take a look at, but for right now, for this week, I suggest you take a look at those at the bottom, sermons.logos.com and sermoncentral.com. If you are online when you're using Logos, Logos is going to go to these websites and check if there are some interesting sermons on this passage for you. So in this case, Luke 5, 1-11, here are some sermons that other pastors have written. You have the pastors out here when it was written, and you can download and read them and maybe get some ideas for your Sabbath School class. sermons have a tendency to draw out some good practical lessons, and we need to make our Sabbath School classes also practical. So take a look at some sermons. Maybe you find some good ideas you can share with your class there. Let's go over to talk about how to research Greek words. The Sabbath School lesson talks about the meaning of several words this week, like the word for disciples. So how do we best research the meaning of a Greek word? If you go to guides and click on Bible word study, that's one way to do it. We're going to type in here disciples, and then like all the other guides, there are a lot of sections. I suggest that you just close them first, so you get a neat and tidy interface, and then you can open whatever sections you want. For instance, the Greek words. What Greek words are translated as disciples in my preferred Bible? My preferred Bible here now is ESV, English Standard Version. It's a fairly literal Bible translation. And the word that is used to translate disciples is usually the word mathetes. So let's click on that. And immediately Logos is going to show you all the times mathetes is used in the New Testament. Here you are. You can take a look at them and get a feel for what the word means in the different contexts, in the different verses. And then if you right-click on the Greek word here, mathetes, if you right-click on it, at the bottom on the left-hand side, your different Greek lexicons, your different Greek dictionaries will show up. And you click on that and you can read what the word means. So, mathetes, what does it mean? Well, it means one who engages in learning through instruction from another pupil, apprentice. Alright, so it has to do with learning, or following a particular set of views and adherent to a philosophy or a view. Alright, let's check another. A learner, a pupil. Alright, so if you check your various Greek dictionaries, you will see that the word disciple actually mean to be a student, somebody who is learning from a teacher. Or sometimes it refers to those who are following a certain set of teaching, a certain set of philosophy or thinking. That's the meaning of the Greek word behind disciple, mathetes. That's the section called Greek words. The section called topic will open up a lot of Bible dictionary articles for you that have disciples as as an article. For instance, the Dictionary of Jesus and the Gospels, published by InterVarsity Press, is an excellent Bible dictionary on the Gospels. It doesn't come with any base package. You have to buy it separately, either this dictionary on its own, or you can buy a package of InterVarsity Press Bible dictionaries. And if you have the money, they are very high quality dictionaries. A lot of good articles here. They have a lot of dictionaries for both Old and New Testament. This is the one from the Gospels, Dictionary of Jesus and the Gospels, 2nd edition. A lot of good articles in it. And let's click on the article called Disciples, and then you can read what the word means. Alright, so it starts by explaining the English word disciple normally designates a follower, adherent, or student of a great master, religious leader, or teacher. In the ancient Jewish and Greco-Roman world, disciple is the word used most commonly to translate the Greek word mathetes and the Hebrew words talmid and limud. Alright, so that was a little summary. Then it talks about the Greek-speaking world, that this word for disciple is used all the way back in classical Greek literature. It had either the general sense of a learner, you were learning a topic, or with a technical sense of adherent to a great teacher. You are following a teacher or a master. Or also maybe as an institutional pupil, like if you were a student of the sophists. Right? So again, we see that it has this meaning of to learn a lot, a sort of information to be learned. You're a student from a teacher. You're a student of a teacher. And you adhere, you follow, you agree with your teacher. What about Judaism at the time of Jesus? Yes, you have the same thing here. Among the Pharisees, you have the same master-disciple relationship that later on becomes the Talmudic, rabbinic, master-disciple relationship that devolved into a formal educational system for training rabbis. All right, so what is a disciple? It's a student, first and foremost. Somebody who is learning from a teacher, and one who agrees with and follows the teachings of the teacher, of the master. All right, so that's how we do word study. If you remember from Matthew 28, the Great Commission, when Jesus tells us to go out and make disciples, we are supposed to teach them a lot of things, right? Teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. So if we are going to make disciples today, then we need to teach them everything Jesus has been teaching. So we need to teach them the Gospels. To be a disciple maker is to be a teacher, teaching people the Gospels and the material that Jesus taught us. And not only to know what Jesus was teaching, but to follow it, to observe it, to adhere to it. All right, so let's go and make some students, shall we? Let's make the Sabbath School into a place where we can actually do some learning. To learn is the core of discipleship. Now, what we did here for the word disciple, you can just rinse and repeat for other words, like the word apostle, that the Sabbath School lesson mentions this word. In the topic section, you will have some Bible dictionaries, whatever Bible dictionaries you have, and Greek words. You will see the words that are translated as apostle, apostolos. All right, here all the times apostolos is used. Right-click on the Greek apostolos, and you can open up a dictionary. It means a delegate, envoy, messenger. All right, let's check another dictionary. A messenger, ambassador, envoy. So it's somebody who is sent from a government with a message to proclaim on behalf of the king, on behalf of the government. So a messenger, ambassador. That's what the word apostle means. By the way, if you are curious about what are the best Greek dictionaries to get hold of, the answer is whatever you have in Logos right now, that's the best for this week. Use whatever you have. But if you have more money you want to spend on the best of Greek lexicons, these are the two best ones. Henry Liddell and Robert Scott. It's a dictionary of classical Greek, and it starts with classical Greek and goes a little bit into the time of the New Testament, into Koine Greek. But it's primarily a classical Greek dictionary. The BDAG, the Bauer and Danker dictionary, Greek English lexicon of the New Testament. This is more focused on the Greek in the New Testament and early Christian literature. So if I was going to buy one lexicon, I would buy this one. It's a bit expensive, but it's very good. This is the one I always go to first. Otherwise, use whatever you have. And a lot of you have Lovenidas, so let me point that out. Lovenida have been spending most of their life translating and helping translators translate the Bible from Greek into modern languages. And this is a dictionary made for translators. And it's not alphabetical, it's by topic. It's a topical dictionary by semantic domains. So when you have a word in Greek, you get the basic meanings here, and they're all based topical. So if you want to check out the whole dictionary, if you want to read it cover to cover, you see it is not alphabetical, it's by topic. Here are all the Greek words for geographical objects like the universe and heaven and earth and so on. Here are all the Greek words for natural substances. Here are all the plants in Greek in the New Testament. Here are all the animals. All right, so it's a topical dictionary, not alphabetical, and it's very useful for checking out related meanings. You have the synonyms more or less, next to each other. Instead of alphabetical, you have words that mean something related following each other. interesting type of dictionary and very good quality. Love and Ida are two excellent Greek scholars. So that's a dictionary a lot of you have. All right. Another one a lot of you will have is the Intermediate Greek English Lexicon, which is an abbreviated version of Liddell and Scott's. So if you don't want to buy the big Liddell and Scott's dictionary, you have an abridged version of it here called Intermediate Greek English Lexicon. Very good also. So take a look at the meaning of Greek words. That's part of preparing for Bible study. Now I have to say something about one paragraph in the Sabbath School lesson. It talks about Luke 9:1. So let's go to Luke 9:1. It's about Jesus calling the 12 together and gave them power and authority over all demons and to cure diseases. So when Jesus sends out the 12, he gives them what they need in order to handle demons and diseases. He gives them power and authority. The Sabbath School lesson talks about the word power. If you right click on the word power and you choose lemma, you see here it says dunamis. And if you go down here to your dictionaries, you can look up what dunamis means. All right, it means power, might, strength, force, capability. Right, let's also check Liddell and Scott's. Power, might, like bodily strength, power, influence, authority, force, power, means. So Jesus is giving the 12 disciples the means, the capability, the power to deal with demons and diseases. Now, the lesson has this phrase that dunamis has led to the modern words like dynamite, energy that can break through a mountain, and dynamo, which gives light, a source of light. Now, that's words that have arrived in our vocabulary after the Bible times. That's modern words, modern inventions. And I would be careful to read back into the Bible the meaning of these modern words. Yes, modern words like dynamite and dynamo are derived from the Greek word dynamis, but this is not the meaning of the word dynamis in the Bible times. And a lot of scholars have been pointing out the need to be careful doing this anachronistic reading back into words in the Bible time. For instance, one book I share with my theology students, D.A. Carson's Exegetical Fallacies. It's an excellent little book, soon 20 years old, this book, but is still very relevant. How to avoid the most basic mistakes in Bible interpretation. And he uses dunamis as an example. He says, our word dynamite is etymologically derived from dunamis. I do not know how many times I have heard preachers offer some such rendering of Romans 1:16 as this. I am not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the dynamite of God unto salvation for everyone who believes. Often with a knowing tilt of the head, as if something profound or even esoteric has been uttered. This is not just the old root fallacy revisited. The root fallacy is when you try to divide up a word into its different components, and then like if somebody was saying, oh, the word butterfly, he's using butterfly as an example here in this book. If somebody were arguing that, the word butterfly, it originally comes from the word butter and the words fly, you would know instantly that this guy, he's talking about something that's a little bit anachronistic, and it's illogical. A word doesn't mean what the parts of the word means. And if you take one word and its meaning 1,000 years ago, hundreds of years ago, that might not be the meaning today. So there are all kinds of fallacies when it comes to using Greek words, and this is one of them. This, thinking about dynamite when you hear the word dunamis, it's anachronistic. Did Paul think of dynamite when he penned this word? No. Dynamite blows things up, tears things down, rips out rock, gouges holes, destroys things. The power of God concerning which Paul speaks, it's quite different. And the same goes for the power Jesus gave to the disciples in Luke. The word simply means the ability, the skill, the authority to do something. In this case, it's supernatural because it's authority over demons and diseases. But to suggest that words like dynamite or dynamo are helpful in explaining the word, I don't think so. Let's be a little bit careful with that. What you should do is use your Greek dictionaries. And if you go to the guide, Bible word study, and you go to dynamite, not dynamite, sorry, Greek dynamis, power. And then you look at what the word means. It means power, strength, might in the different dictionaries. That's what you can share with your Sabbath School class. What the Greek word means at the time of the New Testament. Let's stay safe, shall we? And let's try to avoid making too many anachronistic parallels that might be misunderstood by some people. This is Raymar Vettner. Thank you for joining me for this fourth video in the series. I wish you the best of luck on Sabbath. God bless you in your teaching, and see you again next week.